she said it loud and didn't even realize what she exposed.
We all know there are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and that women wallow in double standards and hypocrisy, especially when it comes to
Ain't that the
judging
truth?
other human beings' value, not on who they are or the content of their character, but by how tall they are, how large a certain appendage is, even though they all claim it doesn't matter at all. And
Hmm.
of course, one of the biggest ones of all, by how many active hair follicles they happen to have on the top of their head, as evidenced by
I saw a clip the other day that said, I don't take advice from bald men. And it was like a 3 with a big old thing right here trying to say she doesn't listen to bald men because they are not intelligent, apparently.
Ah, yes, she said it herself. If his hairline is receding, which, by the way, is going to happen to pretty much every man on the planet in some form or another, well, then he's not even a question in her mind.
Nope.
Now, let's imagine what else is going on in that tiny little brain of hers. Though, let's be honest, it's not really all that hard to imagine. She's outright stating that she sits in judgment of other human beings based on one criteria and one criteria only: how much hair they happen to have on the top of their head.
And another reason here why men are walking away from dating. You have these women who just say stupid stuff like this online and make them look even less dateable than they were before. Who's going to be attracted to that? Not a dude with a lot of hair, that's for sure. He sees her post stuff like that. Why would he want to be with someone who is like that? It makes no sense.
They could be the greatest human being that ever walked the face of the earth. They could have cured cancer, solved the great mysteries of the universe, rescued millions of puppies and kittens. But none of that would matter if, God forbid, they have a few less active hair follicles on their head than she approves of. I mean, it's right there on the video. That is all that matters to her.
Although I like this guy, just a joke here. Maybe he's extra salty about this post because he's got no hair.
Not their quality as a human being, not their value to others, not anything they do. Nope, it's about one thing and one thing only. Again, how much hair they have. And it begs the question. Let's say she meets a guy who does have a full, luxurious head of hair. Let's say he's even a former child model with hair so thick the stylist struggled to shape and cut it before photo shoots. Let's say she decides, oh, that's the man for me, and marries him. Then, a few short years later, that hair, which once was so thick you needed a combine to cut it, starts to fade, starts to recede, until eventually said man decides one day to shave it all off. Like, oh, I don't know, me. What then? Well, we already know. She'll toss him aside faster than the newspaper your fish was wrapped in at the market.
And if you're a rich guy, she's just going to end up cheating on you because she'll no longer be attracted to you because you're bald, but she doesn't want to give up the life she has.
Because, as she's made abundantly clear, that's all that matters to her. He could have been the greatest husband ever, the greatest father ever. He could have provided for her for decades, given her everything she wanted. But the minute that hairline starts to recede, he's history. Oh, she'll never admit that.
Yeah, she could also leave you as well, take half your stuff, that too. I don't know which option's better, having her leave and take half your stuff, or having her cheat on you and not you still get to keep your stuff at least.
That, nor will any woman, but it's a certainty, just like the aforementioned death and taxes. And I ask you, if it's okay for women to be so judgmental and shallow, shouldn't it work the same in reverse? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
What happens when her hair starts to recede? And it inevitably will. Oh, she'll try to hide it with hair extensions, wigs, and enough product to choke a horse. Is it okay then if he tosses her aside, takes the house, the car, the kids, and a good portion of her paycheck? I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except we know women would lose their ever-loving minds if men held them to the very same standard they're holding men to.
Yeah, ladies, you gotta chill on the double standards. If you want, especially if you want to be equal to men and have all the same stuff as men, like we also see you putting online, women don't need a man and they hate men and the patriarchy. So you have to have an equal thought process to us as well. That means no more double standards, no getting mad over stuff like that.
It is the epitome of how shallow women are and how they will never acknowledge or appreciate anything a man does, but
Nope.
instead judge his worth solely by superficial things like height, dick size, and hair. All things, by the way, that are genetic and completely out of a man's control. Yet, call it
Unlike women's weight. Of course, they want a tall guy, but God forbid we ask them to stand on a scale. But guess what, ladies? Your weight's in your control. You can go on a diet.
meaning, toxic, and women hating if a man even thinks about having a standard or expectation. Any standard or expectation.
Get called a misogynist for doing this kind of content all the time just because, I have standards too.
Like, say, I don't know, something like decency, loyalty, or respect. None of which this woman has in any way, shape, or form. Gentlemen, can they make it any more obvious? This woman isn't the exception, she's the rule. She's just saying out loud what most of them think and believe. And I ask you, why would you want to deal with that mindset? Why would you want to deal with someone so shallow, so vapid, so obnoxious as to believe that another human being's worthiness should be based solely on how much hair is on their head? They are who they are. They're never going to change. So, unless you want to lose everything as you age, which you inevitably will, you need to protect yourself. Protect yourself from women like this who will never value you, never respect you, and never bring you any peace.
And that is why sometimes it's better to walk away from dating entirely. You've got these women that treat you like that, and then you've also got the women making themselves undateable by putting those awful posts up on TikTok for likes, views, validation, and a little bit of cheddar. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you, men need to be heard. If you liked it, please hit subscribe if you're new to the channel and the little dingy button so you know when I drop a new video. Give me those likes and comments and hit that hype button, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.